Contacting runway.
New Hampshire, in December. The granite state is wrapped in the quiet embrace of winter. The trees are bare, their skeletal branches reaching up into a pale, cold sky. The ground is covered in a layer of snow, muffling the sounds of the world. In the city of Nashua, life moves at a steady, industrious pace. It is a Wednesday afternoon, December 17th, 2025. For the residents of the Cannongate apartment complex, located just off Route 101A, the afternoon is unremarkable. People are working from home. Others are returning from shopping at the nearby Whole Foods or Market Basket. Inside the green-sided residential units that line Cannongate Road, the heating is on and the world outside feels distant. But less than a mile away, a different kind of energy is building. At Boire Field, the Nashua Airport, a pilot is preparing to defy gravity. The airport is a hub of general aviation, a place where hobbyists and professionals alike take to the skies. Today, the focus is on a machine that looks like it flew straight out of a science fiction movie. This is not your grandfather's Cessna. This is a Velocity V-twin, an experimental aircraft. Sleek, aerodynamic, fast. As the pilot runs through the pre-flight checklist, the twin engines roar to life, cutting through the crisp winter air. The warmth of the cockpit contrasts with the freezing temperatures outside. The intention is a routine flight, a takeoff, a climb, a cruise over the snowy New England landscape. But aviation is an unforgiving mistress. As the clock ticks towards 2:30 p.m., the delicate balance between lift, thrust, and gravity is about to be shattered. The silence of Cannongate is about to be broken not by a car or a storm, but by a 2,000-pound machine falling from the sky. To understand why this crash is so unique, we must first examine the aircraft itself. In the world of aviation, the word velocity stands for innovation. The aircraft sitting on the tarmac is a Canard Pusher design. Most airplanes have the main wing in the front and the tail in the back. The Velocity flips this script. It has a small wing, called a canard, at the nose, and a massive swept-back main wing at the rear. The engines are mounted on the back, pushing the aircraft forward rather than pulling it. Why fly a machine like this? Efficiency and safety. The design is stall-resistant. Theoretically, the front canard will stall before the main wing, causing the nose to drop gently and restoring speed, making a catastrophic spin nearly impossible. But experimental also means home-built. These aircraft are often assembled by their owners. While the regulations are strict and the engineering is solid, every experimental aircraft is unique. It is not a factory-standard Toyota Camry. It is a custom-built Formula One car. And then there is the V-twin aspect. Two engines. In aviation, a second engine offers redundancy. If one fails, the other can bring you home. But it also introduces a deadly variable, asymmetric thrust. If one engine dies at low speed, like during takeoff, the remaining engine will try to flip the plane over. The pilot must react instantly. Dead foot, dead engine. Step on the rudder. Lower the nose. Fight the turn. As the Velocity lifts off from Nashua, it enters the most dangerous phase of flight. Low altitude, high power, and below a carpet of residential rooftops, leaving no room for error. 2:25 p.m. The takeoff roll is likely normal. The Velocity V-twin climbs out of Boire Field. But shortly after becoming airborne, trouble strikes. We do not yet know if it was a mechanical failure, a fuel issue, or a bird strike. But the result is undeniable. The aircraft can no longer sustain flight. Imagine the cockpit at that moment. The pilot is wrestling with a machine that wants to come down. Ahead lies the busy Route 101A. Shopping plazas, parking lots filled with holiday shoppers. and directly in the flight path is the Cannongate apartment complex. A pilot in this situation faces the startle effect. The brain takes precious seconds to process that the engine noise has changed or that the climb rate has vanished. Then comes the decision. Do I try to turn back to the runway? It is the classic impossible turn. Turning back at low altitude usually results in a stall and a spin. Or do I commit to a landing straight ahead? The pilot of the Velocity makes a split-second choice. He is going down. He likely aims for the spaces between the buildings. A narrow strip of asphalt. A parking lot. It is a desperate threading of the needle. But physics is cruel. The aircraft is too wide or perhaps drifting too much. The right wing, or perhaps the canard, clips the structure. The impact point is the roof of a green-colored residential unit. Wood splinters. Shingles fly. The corner of the roof is sheared off. This collision acts as a pivot point. It arrests the forward motion of the aircraft violently. The momentum carries the tail over the nose. The world outside the canopy flips upside down. The crash is not a slide, but a tumble. The white futuristic aircraft flips completely over. Crunch. It slams into the ground inverted. But here, the winter weather plays a savior. The parking lot is not bare pavement. It is lined with snowbanks, piles of snow plowed from previous storms. The cockpit canopy crashes into the snow. The snow acts as a massive shock absorber, cushioning the blow and preventing the composite structure from shattering completely. Silence follows the chaos. The image is surreal. A white airplane lying on its back like a turtle. Its landing gear, the wheels intended to touch the runway, are now pointing uselessly at the winter sky. The propellers are stopped. Inside the cockpit, the pilot is suspended in his harness, disoriented, blood rushing to his head, surrounded by broken glass and the smell of aviation fuel. Residents of Cannongate rush to their windows. Did a truck hit the building? Was that an explosion? They look out to see something impossible. A plane in their parking lot, just yards from their front doors. The first instinct is fear, fire. Get back! It might blow. But there is no fire, just the hissing of cooling metal in the snow. The call goes out to Nashua Fire Rescue. Plane crash, Cannongate Road, near 101A. Within minutes, the flashing red lights of fire engines reflect off the snow and the green siding of the apartment buildings. Firefighters in heavy turnout gear approach the wreckage cautiously. Their training kicks in. Secure the fuel leak. Stabilize the aircraft. Extract the victim. The pilot is the sole occupant. He is conscious, but trapped. The rescue is delicate. They must cut him out or open the jammed canopy without causing sparks. Finally, he is pulled free. He is loaded onto a stretcher, injured but alive. He is rushed to a local hospital. Considering the violence of the flip, his survival is a testament to the sturdy construction of the Velocity and the cushioning effect of the snow. As the afternoon light begins to fade into a winter twilight, the scene becomes a spectacle. Police tape flutters in the wind. News crews from WMUR-TV arrive, their cameras capturing the bizarre sight of the upside-down plane. It looks like the landing gear is certainly on the wrong side of things, a reporter remarks. Neighbors gather, shivering in the cold, staring at the damage to their roof. They realize how close they came to disaster. If the plane had been 10 feet lower, it would have gone through a living room, not over it. If it had been summer, children might have been playing in that parking lot. The snowbank, usually a nuisance of winter, today became a hero. As night falls, the investigation begins. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, takes jurisdiction. Investigating an experimental aircraft crash is different from a commercial airliner. There are no flight data recorders, no cockpit voice recorders. The investigators must rely on the tin kicking, examining the twisted metal. They will look at the propellers. Are they bent backwards? That would indicate the engines were producing power at impact. Or are they straight, indicating the engines were dead? They will test the fuel. Was it contaminated with water or ice? A common danger in winter flying. They will interview the pilot. What did he see? What did he feel? The Velocity V-twin is a marvel of engineering, but it is complex. The investigation will likely focus on the fuel system and the engine management. Did a fuel pump fail? Did the pilot mishandle the tank selection? Or was it a structural failure of the experimental airframe? The crash at Cannongate serves as a stark reminder. Aviation is a miracle, but it carries inherent risks. Every time a pilot pushes the throttle, they are placing their trust in physics and mechanics. Today, in Nashua, the physics failed, but luck prevailed. The pilot survived. The residents are safe. And the upside-down plane in the snowbank stands as a silent monument to a flight that ended too soon. For the community of Nashua, the roar of an engine overhead will never sound quite the same again.